In their infinite wisdom, Warner Brothers cancelled arguably the highest demanded Harry Potter spin-off, The Marauders, the infamous Gryffindor gang of Remus, Lupin, Peter Pettigrew, Sirius Black, and James Potter. Night Edge Media are reporting that in the early 2020s, at the height of the streaming wars, when everyone was trying to crack the code in finding the next Game of Thrones, Warner Brothers held multiple pitches for Wizarding World shows, and the Marauders had a full writer's room assembled. They had it planned out, and the first 3 episodes were written. Pre-production was about to begin, including casting, but without warning, head honcho David Zaslav scrapped it in favour of the upcoming Harry Potter TV show releasing this Christmas. Supposedly, some of the writers only found out the show was cancelled when the reboot was announced. Online reaction is exactly as you expect. Fans are pissed. The Marauders has always been at the very top of the list of Potter spin-offs, with only the Hogwarts founders, young Tom Riddle, and the first Wizarding War coming anywhere close. The people want to see Harry's dad and his best mates at Hogwarts in the 1970s. The formation of their friendship, the creation of the Marauders map, turning themselves into animagi to help Lupin with his werewolf condition, their multiple run-ins with Severus Snape, James and Lily's first date, and this could have all led directly into the first Wizarding War against Voldemort, when the group joined the Order of the Phoenix, and then there's Wormtail's betrayal, and the infamous Halloween's night at Godric's Hollow. Guys, we were on the verge of greatness. We were this close. Obviously, take all of this with a grain of salt. Nothing's official. And we know Warner Brothers were trying to bring Harry Potter or a spin-off or a prequel to HBO Max for some time before settling on a full reboot of the series in the form of the new TV show. But it's still possible elements of The Marauders may find its way into the reboot. Most folk agree that Prisoner of Azkaban is the best film in the series, but die-hard fans wish they dive deeper into the Marauders' backstory. In fact, the film never actually spells out who Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot and Prongs are. And of course, we see glimpses in Snape's memories later in the films, where we see a different side of the group. But because the films were restricted to around 2-hour runtimes, much of the books never made it past the cutting room floor, in particular from Goblet of Fire onwards. But as we know, the TV show will go much further beyond than just Harry's point of view. They have filmed scenes at Malfoy Manor with Draco, Dumbledore meeting Nicholas Flamel before the school year starts, and much more. I absolutely believe we will see more of the backstory of the Marauders in Prisoner of Azkaban in Season 3. And part of me has a feeling Sirius Black and Wormtail may even show up in the first episode of Philosopher's Stone, where we see a glimpse of the night Voldemort tries to kill Harry. As for why Warner Brothers scrapped the show, if it ever existed in the first place, perhaps after the Fantastic Beasts trilogy suffered diminishing returns at the box office, they felt it was time to move on from the prequel mindset. At one stage, all the big IPs were doing prequels, and the majority of them have failed. Failed to live up to what came before, and some have failed at the box office. And there are several big examples of big budget streaming shows from HBO Max, Amazon, and Disney that just don't pull in big numbers anymore. The streaming bubble has burst, and it's just not worth the time and money investment for some of these IPs anymore. At one point, fans were crying out for a Dumbledore and Grindelwald TV show to continue the story after Secrets of Dumbledore, but I think that's highly, highly unlikely. That'll never happen. Maybe they will include elements in Deathly Hallows though. And there was talk of a Harry Potter 8, whether it's The Cursed Child or another original film with Dan, Rupert and Emma. Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets director Chris Columbus even expressed interest in bringing the Golden Trio back several years ago, especially during the Harry Potter anniversary they did, which in my opinion would rival any Avengers film at the box office. But most of us agree The Cursed Child's plot is terrible, and we just don't want them to waste a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity like they did with Star Wars The Force Awakens, when they never included a scene with Han, Luke and Leia. And let's not forget, the Golden Trio and J.K. Rowling aren't on speaking terms right now, so it's basically impossible. I think the ship has sailed, so instead of holding out for a miracle or putting all their hopes on the worn-out prequel formula, Warner Brothers have decided it was the right time to redo the Harry Potter books. Maybe it was the only project J.K. Rowling would sign off on. From what I gather, Warner Brothers are very limited on what they can make without her when it comes to new TV shows and films. I think she has to sign off on any new film or show as she retains the rights to the characters and the story, and I believe she has the authority to have some creative control. Personally, I would have loved the Marauders that was made with all the love in the world, but at the same time, I'm very skeptical. I just don't trust modern writers anymore, especially with the stories I grew up with. Time and time again, we're proven that some writers, directors, and producers are more interested in subverting our expectations than telling a well thought out story or honouring what's came before. Some just want to play politics, and with Potter, some just want to stick two fingers up at Rowling, all whilst taking a big handsome paycheck from her work. But in other Potter news, we finally get a new look at the upcoming show on September the 1st at the Back to Hogwarts event. Perhaps a second trailer, hopefully one that's got a little more colour and charm than the first one, which felt so grim and dark. They are filming Chamber of Secrets, thank God, because nobody wants those kids to grow up too fast between seasons. Nicholas Hoult has joined the cast as Gilderoy Lockhart, which is excellent casting, and he's one of the bigger names they've brought in, which might be a sign they're going to splash the cash on some of the one and done roles, or the reoccurring characters that show up in a book or two. But hey, after James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow, Hoult might be looking for another job. But we still need to know what's going on with the new Ginny, because remember, Ginny has been recast for Chamber of Secrets. We still don't have Arthur Weasley yet. Nothing on Dobby. And most importantly, Tom Riddle. In fact, guys, we're still waiting on the casting for Voldemort for Philosopher's Stone. But I think they're saving that for a surprise when we get to the Man of Two Faces. But for some reason, Warner Brothers have also confirmed for the 100th time that Hogwarts Legacy 2 is happening. It's been 3 years since that first game, so I'm hoping it comes out next year or in 2028 at the latest. But to the developers, and more so the publishers, guys, take your time. Make it the best game you can. The first one was brilliant, 8 out of 10 in my eyes. It was every fan's dream to go to Hogwarts, and it brought back so many memories to playing the games on the PlayStation 1 and 2. But at the same time, I felt I spent too much time running around hills and dungeons rather than explored Hogwarts Castle's many secrets. And once I completed everything, I didn't feel the need to replay the game, even under a different house. I played up until I got their trophies, but I just can't see myself doing another full playthrough. Maybe a new game plus would have gone a long way with all my cosmetics and all that. But let's just hope a sequel fixes the first game's mishaps and gives us the best Wizarding World experience possible. But I think that'll do today, so guys, let me know your thoughts on the cancelled Marauders show. And what about Nicholas Hoult as Lockhart, or anything else I've discussed? Obviously, subscribe for more. Fantastic Beast was a massive part in this channel. I'm still bitter that we never got 4 and 5, but there's so much more to come as we start a brand new chapter of the Wizarding World. We'll break down whatever comes September 1st, and obviously we'll have full episode reviews from Christmas for the show, good and bad. Lots of Potter news to come, so make sure you subscribe for it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon!